Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another dun dun anime review. Today we're reviewing an anime called Maid-sama in English, but in Japanese it is called Kaichou wa Maid-sama. So sit back and relax and let's get started. Being the first female student council president isn't easy, especially when you just transitioned from an all-boys high school to a co-ed. Often nicknamed Demon President by the boys for her strict disciplinary style, Misaki Ayuzawa is not afraid to use her mastery of Aikido technique to cast judgment onto the hordes of misbehaving boys and defending the girls at Seika High School. Yet, even the perfectly Ayuzawa has an embarrassing secret. She works part-time as a maid at a maid cafe to help her struggling family pay the bills. She has managed to keep her job hidden from her fellow students and maintain her flawless image as a stellar student until one day, Tashio Yuji, the most popular boy in school, walks in the maid cafe. He could destroy her reputation with her secret, or he could twist the student council president around his little finger and use her secret as an opportunity to get closer to her. I would give this literally like an 8.7. It's stellar. It has 26 episodes. Also has a manga also as well. It's premiered in spring 2010. It ended September 24, 2010 and aired April 2nd, 2010. It is a comedy, romance, school, and shoujo. Each episode is 24 minutes per episode, and it's rated PG-13. So anyone underage should not be watching this. Just disclaimer. But if you can handle it, knock yourself out. But when the premise behind Maid-sama has potentially an interesting look, and then with Misa Aqua elected as the newly school council president at a mostly male school, she is strict, violent, and protecting the female students, and is making a place friendlier for girls. But like I said, that little secret she had could undo a class president she worked part-time to make up to help her pay the bills. Of course, this means that the ultimate alpha male at the school, Yusei Takashi, will find out her secret and blackmail as an only shoujo can ensue, or does it? Thankfully, the answer is no, but does follow. At least, potentially, it is pretty fun and entertaining back and forth rapport between Mikasa and Yusei. Mikasa is revealed not to be the man-haired tyrant she's in school, and Yusei is not as cold, unfeeling ladies' man either. It's very interesting to see the chemistry between these two characters, and they tend to have good building with the character development over time, especially with these two, especially with the other characters surrounding them in the series as well. The typical problem that plagues social romance is soon followed because the relationship develops slow to a crawl and nothing else significant happens after the third of the series until it ends. Despite this, the series does end with a bang. It has a very touching, very satisfying conclusion, which probably the only thing that saves it from a lower score overall. Maid-sama is at its best extremely funny and enjoyable to watch. The series comedy is really quite good most of the time, but no amount of jokes can hide the fact that it doesn't have the kind of story whatsoever. Mika's job at Maid Aptly is mostly just a gimmick, and besides for the help episode is totally unimportant to the plot. Basically, when we get the series of loosely connected story with the same underlying theme, even though they are mostly, it's getting tiring when you realize that nothing significant is ever happening. When things do finally start to get interesting between our couple, not an unexpectedly arrival appears, though he is poorly conceived and much late to the party with entirely the anime without a significant love trial. Though despite all the biggest flaws and cheers, weight of supporting other characters, overall the distraction on the screen time and back and forth of the story time and backstory of the lead character. Mikasa makes a good heroine. She's quite funny, walking between the lines of a dictator president and submissive maid persona. However, she's a bit of your stereotypical tsundere, but it's very easy to root for her, honestly. Shockingly, we don't really find out much all that about her, with the exception of some flashbacks when she was a little girl, then learned that her father had walked down her mother and sister, leaving an enormous amount of debt, and apparently they are also really poor. And aside with Mikasa's family living in poverty, I thought it was the way to her family was kind of offensive. The inside of the house is crumbling and dirty, walls have paint peeling off them, the floors have holes in it, and there are spiders and webs and other cliches. Yes, you get it, they're poor, like poor heroes can't keep a clean house. Besides, this is completely out of care of someone who's as meticulous as Mikasa. When you consider how frantically she's at school and keeping things clean and orderly, this is the very idea that she wouldn't do the same thing at home is totally impulsive. Usually, on the other hand, it intensely comes off as kind of a love interest that I hate, aloof, privileged, and apparently great at everything he tries. He is precisely the kind of ideal man that makes soju romances unbelievable. However, it's pretty quickly apparent that he isn't your typical leading man. You can tell immediately he's smitten with Mikasa. And from the start, and he uses this droll personality of him to push her buttons and amuse himself while at the same time bringing her closer to him. I end up liking him quite a bit, like Mikasa. His passionate and much of a mystery at the end, as it was in the beginning, especially frustrating considering the amount of time that was given to Mikasa's childhood friend, Shranti, who basically only appeared in 4 episodes. The supporting cast really brings the series, though. As much as I enjoy the lead, I found the rest of the cast to be uninspiring and lacking substance. The main reason for this is that there are far too many of them. Maid-sama features nearly 30 supporting characters, and they take away too much from the ones that are already actually important. Even if many of them are likable and funny, they have absolutely zero depth and best one patch up to the personalities. Stories with a lot of characters really rarely work that well, especially when the majority serves no purpose and overlap one another. Too many of them are basically identical to each other and were unnecessary. For example, I have a cross-dresser and a soldier stable, but more than one in the same anime is overkill. Regardless of that, not that they both do it willingly. This anime is well acted, and I enjoy the performance from the lead actors in particular. Though neither of them are rookies by any means. Aren't the typical names we're used to seeing at the top of the cast either. So I enjoy the fresh voices for a change. The music is solid, but spectacular. Sayo Music My Secret is appropriate if it's kind of shoujo opening, but both the endings are pretty good. I like them a lot more. The artistically Maid-sama is very strong, as you can tell with the details. Especially look at that, like perfect. There we go. No, focus. Look at that dessert. Like, look at that. Those desserts are delicious. And besides them being a make-up, they do change their themes every now and then. So that's very interesting. I did enjoy the character designs and the frequent and deformed of the chibi characters. Do compel to see the comedy. The art really brings out the emotion of Mikasa and Yusa able to speak lines about their feelings for one another, even with nothing being said. The quality of the non-audible communication is one of the best I've seen in the anime. Even though I was ultimately disappointed that they didn't continue with a second season with this anime. But if you enjoy rom-com anime, then you'll most likely enjoy this one. The comedy is great, and the romance could be a hit or miss, but that just depends on the person. But you can find out, because I'm not giving out too much away, that find out if they actually do end up together. If you have seen it, the anime, comment down below which one of these characters are your favorite. And if you read the manga, what are some details that were in the manga that weren't in the anime that you would have enjoyed seeing in the series? And I hope you enjoyed this anime review today. Maid-sama, and the next name first class president is a maid, or Kojiro wa Maid-sama. Check it out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time for another anime review. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.